Okay, at this point, you should have a folder or project for aerospace, and you should also have an Excel file full of data points from the airfoil simulation. So what we're going to do is we can either click part, or we can go new and choose the part, standard part, but we'll just click on part. What we're going to do is start a sketch here. Yep, we're going to hit start sketch here, and we're going to choose one of these planes. I don't care which one. I'm going to choose this one. Why not? All right. We're going to choose this little button here under sketch, and then points is the command. And if I saved my airfoil data in the right place, it should be right here. We're looking for the Excel file that has the X and Y coordinates. And click. Let's click options just to check something real quick. It should say create points, not spline. Usually there's some duplicated points when we pull this data out of the airfoil simulator, and when you have duplicated data, the spline won't create properly, so we're just going to put points in and manually draw the spline. Okay, once we've made sure it's doing points, we're going to click on open and finish sketch. You can see the points. Actually, no, don't finish yet. We can do this. Zoom in on this. So I'm using the scroll wheel and I'm zooming in. And you can see we have about 3 points here that are in a line. I'm going to use this as the terminating point for my airfoil. So we're going to go over here to where it says line. And we're going to choose a spline that's interpolated. So it's spline interpolation. So it has the spline and points. So now we're just going to start tracing the points. I'm going to skip these two because it will create a self-intersecting spline and then it won't do what I want it to. So I'm going to start with this one. And it's literally just connect the dots. So you're going to go across the top of the foil, push down on center click, and then you can drag the whole screen around. Click on more points. And if you scroll toward yourself, it zooms in. If you scroll away from yourself, it zooms out. So like right now, I want to zoom out, center click and drag, zoom in a little bit. I went the wrong way. Here we go, zoom in a little more, roll toward me. And as it gets toward the end, we've got to make sure that those connect properly. So we're going to zoom in on that. Make sure it goes back to the first one, and now it will close. Then I'm going to hit escape 2 times to get out of spline mode, and I can see that those are connected. And I'm also going to right click on each one of these, right click and delete, and right click and delete. I think I missed it. Yeah, I did. Right click and delete. Alright, so when we're finished doing the spline, so we imported the points and we connected them all with a spline that's interpolated. Click finish sketch, and now we have this. The next thing we want to do is click on extrude, and it's going to default to 1 inch. Let's make it 3 inches, and then we can also do it symmetrically so it's extruding in both directions, and now we have our wing. Okay, well, let's talk about navigating in Inventor a little bit. If you want to select, you're going to use your left click, and if you can drag down or you can drag up, it selects different ways. And then if you right click, it gives you this context menu, and it's the most common commands you would use. To move things around, you're going to use the center click, and you can move stuff left and right, up and down. This is called panning. If you hold down the shift key and center click, you go to pivot mode and you can rotate. If you look at the top right, you see the cube is also moving. You can also click that cube to make things move. And you can just, if you want to see it from the right, you can just click on right, And you can use these arrows to rotate a little bit. So if you ever get lost, you can just click on home and it goes back to the default view. To export these, what we're going to do is choose File, and we're going to export, and we're looking for PDF. There's two kinds. One is the three-dimensional PDF. It only works with Adobe Reader. We just want PDF, and then it's going to export into your folder, and we're going to call it airfoil. And I think this one was 4, so I'm going to label it airfoil 4. Another thing too is if I hit Control S to save, I want to actually it saved it as, I don't want to call it part 1, I want to call it airfoil. Use your part names to help you know what you have. This is 4, and I'm going to put part so I can tell it apart from my PDF. If you go look in that folder for aerospace, you'll see that now we have an IPT, which is a part, and a PDF, which is the PDF, and airfoil 5, which is my data file. Okay, so that should be enough for this. Thanks for watching.